Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are ya? I am indeed Diana Claria, the Lavender Lady. This is the Open Chat, and we're starting right off from the very, very beginning here. And yeah, we're sitting at home and we're figuring out how to not go stir crazy. And we'll start off talking about that, maybe the first minute and a half, and then we'll go off the rails, and who knows where the conversation's going to go from there. Okay, and with me today, we have the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful, my co-pilot, my right hand, Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. How are you, hon?
Hi. I'm mostly bored, is what I am right now. But other than that, we're good.
Okay, then, and along with, we also have the navigator, chief engineer, the one who keeps the wheels turning. Yes, we have Mount NATO
Oh
with us.
my
How the
goodness.
heck are you?
I'm here. I'm here.
So
That's my day. I'm here.
Oh my! And yes, we
Yeah.
have, and we have Mount NATO's spawn as well. Yes.
Yes,
Hi,
my
dear.
sproglet. My sprog tornado.
He's
mhm.
in there somewhere.
Hello.
Yay!
so Critical Cripple there's complaining about noise, and if it's the noise, I think that he means I'm hearing it too.
The wine. Yeah, it's her microphone.
It's my
It's not
It
microphone.
mine.
sounds like there's something else
Feedback.
electronic that's too close to it. Like
Uh,
I'll
her
get those
phone.
sounds out of my speakers if my cell phone is too close to them, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, try moving your phone, Diana, if you're not using it.
Oh my. Okay, what we will do is wait a minute. Where is my phone? Oh, my phone is in my backpack. It's nowhere near that thing. So what we're
Well,
gonna do
it's
here?
something else.
Yeah.
Because it's when you're talking, I get feedback. It's like a electronic whine.
Okay then. That's what do we have here? Oh, wait a minute. I know what I can do. I know what I can do. All right. Give me half a second here, and let's see what we can. I was doing pretty
We're
well.
not hearing you anymore, Kate.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay, we're
Here
gonna
we
go
go.
to the sound. We're gonna go to the input. We're gonna pull up. Is this any better? Okay, is this any better? Okay, hang on. I'll turn I'll turn the mic down a little bit. Is that doing any better? Okay. And this is unfortunate that I'm hearing my own echo. Yeah, I wish I knew what was doing it. That's a good thing. Okay, I thought I had fixed it by turning. Wait a minute, I'm going to try turning the gain all the way down. Or is it all the way down already? Where the hell are we? I'm looking at this thing and trying to figure out what to do with it. Oh, that's a pattern. Oh my. Yes, food would be good. Food would work. Okay, it's still back. Okay, let's just go over here. I'm, I'm gonna have to leave it alone. I'm gonna have to leave it alone. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what's doing it because this is the line noise is back. It's coming through on my Yeti. Damn it. This is icky. Yeah. Well, hey, would this be a Lavender Lady show if it didn't have technical difficulties? Really? Wait a minute. Okay, Sue, you're not hearing. Okay, is it simply Kate that you're not hearing, or are you not hearing Mom NATO as well? Well, okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to unplug from the Yeti itself and then plug back in. I certainly hope I don't have to unplug from the backplane of the computer, although it's easier to do it now than it usually is. Okay, we are going to. Okay, we've done that. Now what the heck is going on?
Well, but without seeing your actual setup, I can't tell you, oh yeah, you have this plugged into the wrong place or whatever.
Oh my, I'm not hearing a darn thing now. Wait a minute. Okay, is it working now? But I'm not hearing anybody. Oh, for the love of Saint Kulik. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, wait a minute. Let me have the look here. Um, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to. Yeah, but I can't hear Kate. I wonder what the heck is going on here. Okay, we're going to go to. Oh, boy, you moi. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, hang on. I'm going to do this over here. I'm going to look at the settings. This is. Oh, maybe. Okay, default. Oh, okay. Here we go. The
So, how come you've never just found what works and kept it that way?
that's what I try to do, and
Line noise is gone.
Yeah, that's true as well.
well, I'm not using the Yeti. That's the problem.
Oh,
Well, it
okay.
sounds
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, I get things working and I leave it there, and then at some point it decides, okay, I've been working too long. I'm just gonna fuck up now.
Well, I mean, that's sort of like one thing is,
Well,
I mean,
Anita
I don't know
Knox is
why it's
laughing.
happening, but at least I know what's happening and how to fix it. Is every now and then the input level from my microphone decides on the computer end to go down to 75% instead of the 94 where I put it. And so I'll be like starting to record a new video and I will say something and it'll be so freaking quiet. And I'm like, oh, not again. I don't know why it decides to change those settings without my
Yeah,
consent.
Okay.
Does?
Well, Hi,
yeah.
everyone. Yes, hello. They can hear us now, apparently.
Daprajnie,
Woohoo!
whatever that was. I hate.
Oh, yeah. See, it was already right now at 70 something percent. I had to reset it. I don't know why. Maybe it's going on the internet and doing the chat that does it.
Who knows?
Yeah, this
But
whole
it's
thing is really,
frustrating.
really,
Like,
really weird.
Well, that's like I've got
Microsoft seems to think that they know better than I do how I want my computer to run. Like there's so many things where I go, I don't want this to happen, and Microsoft says tough noogies. And
Well, that's like I have to turn my headset volume down, even though I've got a boom mic, because it feedbacks. I get feedback
Okay,
from everybody.
okay, brace yourselves, everybody. We're going to try making a switch, and then we're going to switch back. Okay,
Okay.
here comes the switch now. Do we have the line noise again? Okay. So we changed back. So I cannot do the microphone input as the Yeti. So I'm taking it from one of the cameras. And I'll have to pound on it later and find out what the hell's going on. On the Yeti, the quality is good, but there's line noise. Is that it? Well, that's one of the things. Okay. Well, I'm not using cable television here. I don't know if I assume that they all do. Okay, and then Sue is telling me that I have an echo? Oh, my word. Oh no, Sue, you're saying you are no longer able to hear Kate or Mum NATO? Wow. Beste betrade No, I don't know what I just said. I don't know at all what I just said. Okay, audio input properties. Um, Actually, no. That's that's public domain. Yeah. A particular performance may have a copyright, but that is not one of them. Okay, so now we've got that, and now we're going to go back and go to the default. Okay, there's a default over there, and there is a default. We're going to find a default. That's what we are going to find. What am I talking about?
By the way, I've been listening to 80s.
All right, let's see. Does this help at all?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Doprede?
Kate 675-309.
I like that.
I'm sorry, what?
Pigs fly
I said Kate 75309.
and pigs fly and unicorns meet.
Unicorn rose.
What?
Unicorn head meats.
Unicorns shit rainbows.
How is everybody hearing,
Oh,
and what
okay.
is everybody hearing over on the side there?
That is a good question.
Yeah. I'm hearing dogs bark outside.
Moose.
Little yippy dogs.
I'm
Hey,
hearing moose everywhere.
Hey,
Moose make a noise. Like, do they actually, make a?
They
Make,
bellow.
like, is there a
they bellow.
moose call?
Yes, actually. They do have a mating call. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
It sounds
Well,
sort of
it's
like a
funny 'cause
gulp, doesn't it?
We were talking about
I don't know.
and one of my comments is really about that, right? Where it's the stereotypical girls love unicorns, but why? Horse with a horn on the head. Gee. On the other hand, it's a horse that can fly. Come on.
Yes. That's why I like alicorns. They have wings and they have a horn.
Well, I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
imagine a
keep my
unicorn
mouth.
Butting something with kill it, It's like, oh, I'm gonna skewer you with the forehead stabby thing I have.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut about the unicorns. That's all. I'm going to say things very loudly by saying nothing. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. Everybody can hear us now. Woo!
Yay! 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 Yay!
I
Yay!
need something pleasant for the
And
day.
of course, it'll screw up in about 4 minutes or less. I don't
fix
know,
it
man.
anymore, Diana. Mika says, don't
Yeah.
fix it
Okay.
anymore,
Okay,
Diana.
sweetie.
Smash it with a hammer.
Oh my, oh my! What I need
Okay,
is an audio engineer. That's what I need.
Dinner tonight. Do I want spaghetti with ground beef and onions and tomato sauce, or do I want fried potatoes and onions?
How about
What was wait, rewind. What with onions was the second one?
Spaghetti with
No, that's
basically
second.
the
using,
potato something?
The second one.
fried potatoes.
Oh, fried. Okay, it sounded to my ears like 5, as
No,
in one
fried.
after 4. Okay.
Fried.
Well, all I heard was mafou with onions. That's all I heard was mafou. So
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I could have a hell of a lot to drink, and then have everybody over and make brisket.
Ooh, that would be fun.
And I've got all
I've
got all the stuff
maybe
to
it
make.
was just badly built, but I tried brisket not too long ago and I was unimpressed.
Okay.
Yeah, have to season it right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Actually.
it was at this really cool restaurant that supposedly did it well, but I was like, eh. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't impressive.
It wasn't thrilling your taste buds.
Right.
Well, I mean, because I've been watching so much of The Big Bang Theory, and you know how Wolowitz's mom is always making brisket, and I didn't recall ever having had brisket, so I figured, let's give it a shot, see what the big deal is, and I still don't know.
Well, there's definitely Reuben sandwiches in my future. Yeah, with the brisket and the Swiss cheese and the Russian dressing and the sauerkraut
Wow,
and
sound just
See,
went back
you
up.
had me right up until the Russian dressing and the sauerkraut. I was going, this sounds really good, and then all of a sudden my brain vomited.
well, I don't have to put the dressing and the sauerkraut on if you don't want. I mean,
How can
seriously.
anyone eat sauerkraut? That is so disgusting.
I grew up
I mean,
on.
like,
Just
the
pickled
smell of it-
cabbage.
just the smell of it is repellent.
I grew
I
up on
used to
it, so
like
that
it.
might have something to do with it.
Yeah. Well, see, I grew up and I liked it, and now I don't.
Okay.
I don't know why taste buds change. Maybe it's because I got pregnant. Your taste buds change when you get pregnant.
So
and
I'm
it's permanent.
told. So yeah.
Oh,
I
it is
remember
true.
my parents dropped me off at a babysitter's once, and they were serving food and would not let me leave the table until I finished it. But part of what was there, not sauerkraut, but rather coleslaw. And I remember it being disgusting, and I could not eat it. Like I was taking a little like a carrot spear at a time so I could taste very little of it. It was so gross. But they wouldn't let me leave the table till I finished till I cleaned my plate. And I'm like,
Okay.
but ew.
So what I'm
Okay.
wondering, just for the heck of it, I mean, is this the case with all brassicas? I mean, do you not like cabbage and
Oh
cauliflower
no, it
and
wasn't that. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was the like the seasoning. It was the dressing. It was
okay.
Oh, they
oh
didn't have
so
it
gross.
seasoned nice.
Well, it's impossible to do it because it's built out of things I can't stand, like from the ground up.
Mm.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
I hate mayonnaise. I hate vinegar. I hate anything like that.
Oh wow.
I like mayonnaise.
Well, you can have my share.
Okay, perfect. It works.
Please ship it over here.
Oh
So
my.
disgusting.
Okay.
Well, that's the one
Tornado,
thing I'm
what
gonna
about
have.
your
That's the one
dinner?
thing I am gonna have to do, and I've got all the stuff in order to do it and everything else. The Russian dressing that goes on the Reuben sandwiches consists of ketchup and mayonnaise and a few other interesting things. The mayonnaise I will be making myself.
Eggs and oil.
Yep,
Mm.
and it comes out pretty well when I do it, if I must say so myself. And it might be something. It may or may not be something that can be tolerated by someone who doesn't like the Kraft mayonnaise from the jar. I don't know, but
So, Shadow
Oof.
Kitty says, if I'm driving 680 miles to see you, we're building those damned rocket models you have. Screw the briskets.
yeah. But here's the thing: the little one will destroy them in a minute.
Mmm.
Well, that's another thing I'm dealing with now that I have Xander. He is trying my limits on what he can and cannot destroy.
Uh huh. Uh
Mm-hmm.
huh.
Mind you,
Till he learns.
Columbia, I got spoiled by Columbia because she was not the knock stuff off counters kitty. You know,
Oh,
that was
yes.
the thing. But Xander, on the other hand, is Captain Adventure Kitty. He's going everywhere. And
Yep, he likes to launch himself onto a counter and just slide.
well, I mean, the worst thing he's done so far is actually I have a cardboard box that's full of stuff I really ought to take out to recycling, and he tried to climb into it, knocking it over. And so now there's like, well, not anymore because I picked it up, but there was paper all over the place. And I was just like, oh man.
And of course, paper
Oh, well.
balls. Paper balls to bat around.
So actually, most of it was not crumpled. Most of it was just sheets because it's easier to store more of them in a box that you're going to eventually take out. So, I had the foresight to not crumple up the paper, but still.
Oh, goodness.
Oh
I
my.
don't know if you saw that picture I posted on the tweeters of
Mm-mm.
Xander walking on
No.
on top of the door.
No.
No, I didn't see that.
I'm gonna have to and let's see, present now, Winder, and there we go.
Oh, my
For the love of
goodness.
Saint Kulik, look at that.
What did he do? Climb up?
Now, it's less impressive when you realize that the kitty tree is on the other side of the door.
Yeah. So he just hopped
And
on
it's
there from
pretty
the
tall.
kitty.
Yeah, but if you don't remember that part and you look over and you see that there's a cat on top of the door, it's like, what the hell?
That's a really good picture of him, too.
There we
But
are.
that's the kind of thing that Xander does. He's that kind of kitty, and so I'm having to baby proof the apartment from him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. The only counter my kitties jump on is the one where their food is set. They don't get on the kitchen counters other than that one.
Gee, I wonder why.
And I have to lots of spraying them down with water. But yeah, I have to keep the kitty food up because the dog will eat it. So yeah.
Okay,
Well,
then.
I have my kitty food in a cabinet that is really hard for cats to get to. So
Oh
that
no, the
helps.
kitty food is actually stored in a tote, so they can't get into it.
Still, it would
Yeah.
be really impressive for a cat to get at the food where I've put it.
Well, Loki is one of those cats that likes to open cabinets. He will hook his paws into the door of the cabinet and he will just keep trying to open it and make it bang and bang and bang and bang until
Well,
you
so
actually
far-
swat him away from the door.
So far, my cats are not good at that. I don't know, maybe Zen figured it out in time, but Columbia, like there have been times where I'm in the bathroom, maybe I'm brushing my teeth or something, and the door is open just a slight crack. And Columbia's like, I want to get out. I want to leave the bathroom right now. I want to get out. And she can't even put her paw on the door. She has to like try to nose it open. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have opposable thumbs, but you know, I know you're better at that than you're letting on. I know you're smarter than that. Columbia is much smarter than that, but she's acting like a dipshit.
Yeah, now see, Loki likes to open doors and cabinets. He will hook his paw into a door and go, open up! Open up! And if you don't open the door, he'll sit there and he'll just make it bang until you do open it. Most annoying cat trick in the world.
Oh, I disagree. I completely disagree. Because, Columbia likes to wake me up. Columbia likes to wake me up by batting at my face. And I know I've told this story before where she was batting at my nose, but she ended up hooking a claw inside the nostril and then yanked.
My cats don't do that. Yeah, no, my cats don't do that because they know they'd get swatted back.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things Columbia does where she knows she'll get swatted, but she doesn't realize, like, it's okay to do it a little bit, but don't take it too far. And she inevitably takes it too far, and, well...
Well, I will say that Smudge, when he wants attention when I'm on the computer, he will put his paws up on my chair, and then he'll start lightly swatting my arm, but he doesn't use his claws. He just, like, taps my hand and my arm going, hey, pay attention. Hey, hey! And then if I don't pay attention, he jumps up into my lap and surprises me. And then he climbs my shoulder.
There are a couple of habits that I need to find some way I need to break Xander of these habits.
Like what?
Like when I'm walking and he decides to take a flying leap in front of my feet. I've come so close to punting him completely unintentionally. Like, I'm not going to kick my kitty, but at the same time, if my foot's in motion and you jump in front of it, that's on you.
Yeah.
Just be careful till his woohooey things heal.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to do any of this intentionally, believe me.
I know.
Another thing, like, okay, I don't need to break him of this habit. It's actually just kind of cute, really, until it gets annoying. He's a very chatty cat, and I don't necessarily mean he meows a lot. I mean, he'll just walking around, nothing going on. He'll just like constantly, and I don't have to be there. He just walks around the. I might not even be in the room, and I just hear him blathering to himself. And while that's kind of cute, every now and then it's like, yeah, okay, dude, shut up for like 5 minutes, please. Give me a rest.
Yeah. Now, see, I don't mind that. What's cute is sometimes Smudge will sit in the window in the wintertime when I don't have them open, and he'll sit there and he'll watch the birds, and he'll go, burr, burr.
Oh, that's this one.
So he doesn't do the chittering thing, the like hunting, I'm about to hunt, chitter, chitter, chitter thing that they do?
I've never heard a cat chitter.
Oh, this
really?
one. Oh, my word. I need to record her.
I've tried to imitate the sound they make, and I can't, but it's something like... when they see like something they're about to hunt, it's sort of
No,
close to that.
mine don't do that. Mine
Hmm.
don't do that. Smudge will. It's kind of a murring chirr.
Hmm.
Brr, brr.
Well, I mean, that's the sort of thing Xander does all the time, and he definitely doesn't need to see birds to do it.
Right, but that's the only time Smudge does it.
Hmm.
He other
Wait a
than
minute.
meowing when I'm gone, Talon tells me that he meows constantly when I'm gone. He goes meow, meow, meow until I come home, and then he'll do
Xander
it for about.
if I leave you.
Well, as soon as I come home, if I don't pet him, he'll start it until I pet him. So yeah,
Xander meows a lot when it's feeding time. At some point, I'm
he's
going to have to train him out of that too. Like, I've got the bowl. I've got the food. It's up on the counter. I'm spooning it into the bowl. And he's like, meow, 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 constantly. And I'm like, dude, do I have
he's
to like
excited.
take a water bottle to you to make you knock it out? Like, Columbia has learned that 1 or 2 meows is enough at feeding time. Xander needs to learn it too.
Here you will if you spray him often enough.
Also, he hasn't quite learned whose bowl is whose yet. Because I mean, I knew that Columbia would get territorial about food bowls, so like I'll put his down, and he'll start looking at it and start trying to eat at it. But then I put Columbia's down. He's like, "Ooh, another food bowl," and he goes for it, and I have to pick him up and deposit him back at his food bowl and then he'll eat out of it. But if I just left him to his own devices, he would try to usurp Columbia's food bowl.
And then she'd rip him into pieces.
Well, weirdly enough, she's actually strangely tolerant of it, but she hates it when he bats at her.
I think I've talked about it before. The food bowl dynamics were really interesting when we had let's see, Miranda, Winston, DC,
Oh, good Lord.
Celia, Merlin, and the 3 kittens.
Oh my God, that's too many cats.
Yeah,
Way too many.
that was unintended.
Yeah.
Things got straightened out a little bit, but what had happened? It was really, really interesting. I learned a great deal. Celia got pregnant, and Merlin becomes very protective of her. With the other kitties, they're looking at the food bowl, and Merlin is standing there while Celia eats, and he's giving the other 2 cats the signal that, no, you're not getting anywhere near here. She's eating first. And then
Right.
she finishes eating. He would eat. Then they could have theirs.
Right.
Then when the kittens were born, the kittens got to eat. Then Celia, then Merlin, then the other 2. And it was really wonderful the way the hierarchy all worked. And the family got theirs first, and then the other 2.
See, I don't have that problem. Smudge and Loki have 2 bowls and a water fountain. And the water fountain sits between the 2 bowls, and they trade off who's eating at which bowl. But I fill the bowls at the same time, and they'll hop up on the counter, and one will hop.
Hey, wait.
According to the chat, we may have lost picture and sound.
Oh,
dear.
no.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I'm looking. Okay, on the preview, I'm seeing something going. I'm looking at the open chat, and
It could just be Greg.
Is it just you, Greg? Because I'm seeing stuff and things.
I will check. Hold on.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't see this stream in my subscription list.
There. I hope that didn't happen again.
What would we have said this time, for Christ's sake? My.
Subscribed. Well, now I see. I don't see it in my subscription. No,
It's there.
it seems to be running fine. It's all Greg.
Is it just you, Greg? Because I'm seeing stuff and things.
I'll
Oh,
turn-
wow. This
Wait a
is,
minute.
yeah. Boy, is there a lag here.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg's got
All
it
right.
back. You're good. But God, God, there was a lag.
Yeah, it's still playing. It's still playing. Yeah, see, I see my picture now with my shadow boy. Hmm. That was interesting sound.
What was?
Sounded like a bird almost.
Probably more line noise.
No, I think it was you.
Nah, couldn't have been.
Yeah, it was. I can see
I
that.
don't have any birds.
No, but you make a bird sound.
I do not.
Yes,
And
you
take
do.
that back.
I heard you. I saw you do it earlier.
You didn't see any such thing.
Yes, I did.
Did not.
Yes, I did. I can tell by that grin on your face.
Please, I have a grin on my face all the time. You know
Oh
that.
no, not this kind of grin.
Please. Oh,
Hey,
please.
Diana
You
knows what I'm
heard
talking
line
about.
noise
She
and now
can
you're
tell
trying
you.
to defend,
Uh-huh.
like you're trying to make like it's not line noise. You want to accuse me of making
It's not a
bird
line
sounds.
noise.
Maybe you're just hallucinating. I mean, come
Yes,
on.
okay, I'm hallucinating.
Really?
You're real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I know
Sue,
it's
I
you.
noticed that.
See, it's that grin.
Okay, so wait a minute now.
It's that smug. I know something you don't know grin. Yeah, with the tongue sticking out. Yeah,
Or maybe
So-
I'm just reveling in your.
I know you are.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Sue,
I know you are. You're,
But
you're
what am
stuck-
I?
so what you're saying is it what you're saying that the picture and audio are lagged by half a minute?
Mm.
They weren't on my end. When I had the stream up just a second ago, they looked fine.
There's always a little bit of lag behind what we're saying and what they're seeing.
But I get the impression that what's being said is that, like, video will do something, then the sound for what the video just did is showing up. At least that's the impression.
That's the
I got
impression
from-
I'm getting, yeah.
Yeah, and see, with YouTube,
But it
I
didn't
found
look that
sometimes
way.
when it does that, you have to close that window and then reopen it, and then it fixes it. But that's not always necessarily true.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
Bože
can
moi,
speak
I don't
English.
know.
I'm trying to read Kate's shirt. I can speak English, but I can't read the rest of it.
Yes, I can speak English. I learn it from a book.
Aha. A book. Yeah,
no,
I
a
learned-
book.
A book.
Yes, you've never watched Faulty Towers, have you?
No. Never even
Well, that
heard
would
of-
be why. It's a reference to an episode of Faulty Towers.
I've never even heard of Faulty Towers.
Oh, you're not even allowed in here anymore. Go come back. You can come back.
No.
Faulty
Thank you.
Towers is absolutely brilliant. It's got John Cleese post Monty Python, and
Okay.
he's playing Basil Fawlty, who runs a hotel in Torquay, and he's quite the grouch who wants to come off as upper class and all toffee nosed and shit, but he's really just a bit of a
Curmudgeon.
wank. It's worth watching. I adore it.
I will see if I can find it.
Yes. Oh, speaking of things that people need to watch, have you seen The Princess Bride yet, Diana?
I haven't seen that one yet. I've got to go find it.
Ugh.
Oh my! If
Oh my
somebody's got
God.
a copy, I'll take it. I'll take a copy of it.
Well, I have it on disc, but it's not like I'm gonna send you my only copy of The Princess Bride.
Right. Now, if you knew how to do it, that would be so beautiful to take the image off the disc and then send it over.
Oh, excuse me.
All the discs I have also backed up onto a disk drive. So I've got something on the order of 16 terabytes worth of DVD masters.
So has like copyright law caught up with the digital age yet? Because I remember there was a thing where like you were actually allowed to make copies of anything copyrighted for your friends. Like you could make a copy that way. You just weren't allowed to sell it or mass produce it or anything.
Oh,
So and I don't know if that's changed. Like if I were to make a copy of The Princess Bride and send it to you and not charge you anything for it and not send it to anybody else, it was just a trade among friends, does that violate copyright law yet, or
Hold
have
on,
they
hold
not
on.
revised the law
My-
for that?
Last I checked, I thought it was the case where that would be a violation.
It's weird. Copyright law is such a strange
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
Mostly, the only bit of it I remember at all is fair use because
All
that
right.
has been useful over the years.
I don't know if this will work.
I
Move.
mean, I got out of
Internal
a couple
chat,
of
Diana.
copyright strikes simply because I could cite copyright law, fair use. What is it, section 107? I want to say.
Don't know if it'll work for you, but try it.
Okay, I have no idea what I just said, by the way.
I
that
know
doesn't
exactly
work,
what you
let me
just
know.
said, and I think you should take it back and apologize to my mother.
Okay, how do I want to do this? I know how I'll do this. Okay, I'll copy that. And then I will stick it over here.
That's what she
If
said.
that doesn't work, let me see if this one will work.
Okay, so there's that. And I will save that at one point or another. I will, let's see, wait a minute. Save as. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Yay, 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 yay. Okay, so there's there. And I guess that means that goes away. And there's there. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because the background changed to my ears. It almost sounded like it turned off.
I was just waiting for you to say something that needed a response that was more than just, here's me doing a procedure.
Okay, so Sue says, yes, that does violate copyright. I love that.
Shit.
Well, because it didn't used to, though. Is like if I had a cassette tape and I decided to, oh, by the way, a cassette tape for the people out there was sort of like a CD, but it had this ribbon inside that stored the data, right? Anyway, so like, if you had a cassette tape and you made a copy of it and gave it to your friend, that was completely legal back in the day.
Okay, that sounded like that would have been a long time ago. Yeah. I mean, in other words, more than 2 weeks.
So anyway, that's just a thing that I thought was actually kind of remarkable when I heard about it. I didn't think that that would ever be allowed, but well, of course, I want to know how they could possibly like catch you at it.
Wait, this is interesting. Amiga says have 1.76 gigabyte copy, but if I loan it to you, I cannot watch it until you destroy the loaned copy. So is there something built into it that transmits to a central server or something?
Or it might just be that he's kidding.
Could be. I don't know.
You know, it's like one of those, well, it's classified, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you sort of things, you know?
Tell me.
It's such a cliche these days, but, well, whatever.
Oh, boy, shit. I tell you, the way shit's been going down with this whole thing, yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get out of this with any sanity intact.
Oh, I doubt it. But in a way, you know, I've been trying to get into that mode and also trying to get out of it, where I'm like, you know, if we're that fucked, I kind of just want to sit back with popcorn and watch the show. You know, like
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
everybody else panic and treat it as entertainment, because what else can you do?
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. Especially if there was some nice deserted island somewhere, you know, where I could find enough food and decent shelter, and okay, just sit there on the island with my binoculars and watch the fun.
Well, one of my favorite sci-fi series, Cyberpunk, is Shadowrun. And there's like this whole thing where there was some big, huge crisis way back in the day, and it ended up making the United States split up into smaller nations. And I keep kind of hoping that happens. Like if we can use this crisis as the catalyst for the Calexit movement.
Okay.
Because how cool would it be, or actually if we could make it Cascadia rather than just California. Like if Washington State and California and Oregon were all their own single nation, how cool would that be?
Yeah, that would be very moo. Wouldn't mind having something like that around here.
It would probably destroy most of the U.S. just because a lot of our economy is in California.
Sure are. Yeah.
So, like, I can understand why the U.S. government would not want to allow it. But if everything goes to hell as it looks like it might, they might not be able to stop us.
Yeah, well, if things go south as it appears they're going to go south, I don't know that anybody's stopping anything. I have a feeling the floor is going to fall out. It's done.
Well, I mean, imagine like Trump is saying that people should end social distancing like really soon, which will mean more people will get infected and die. Obviously, if people follow his advice, that is, if they follow his advice. But I mean, if they do, number one, the people going out will probably be primarily his sycophants anyway. So, I mean, silver lining, if a lot of Republicans are going out and getting themselves killed, suicide by virus,
I'm just
it would be hard. It would be really hard to be not okay with that. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather people didn't die, but if it's all the stupid ones throwing themselves onto that particular grenade, hey,
Yeah.
Do you mind? I kind of just, I'm just gonna head out because of that whole infection thing. Because, well, anxiety issues.
Okay, well, yeah, just
Okay. Diane,
yes, dear.
I mean,
do you have an Amazon account?
Do I have an Amazon account?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Check and see if you can. I think that they're giving a month's free of the Amazon Prime. I could be wrong.
Is it on Amazon Prime?
Prime Video, I believe it is.
Oh. I mean, I know that there's a lot of things out there that like you have to buy it to watch it on Prime Video. Yeah, it's $4 to rent it on Prime Video.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Like even I, with a Prime Video account, cannot watch it on Prime Video. So
okay. Well, I was wondering.
But I mean, that's the thing though, is if a lot of people are going out and getting themselves very killed, like I said, suicide by virus, and like the government is forced to respond to it, like no option whatsoever. Well, then that opens the opportunity for a lot of people to take advantage of that distraction, and Calexit could be one of those things. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we're stuck here with that red tea. And what I mean by that is basically we've got the enclaves of relative sanity in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Harrisburg, and the rest of the state's blood red. Yeah, I cleaned that one up for this little description here, but it's usually a more graphic, description. Yeah.
Sorry, that might be my dad.
Testi di Petrana.
Apparently not. Oh! Okay, hold on a sec. Well, I will be right back. Apparently, someone from Amazon wants to make a delivery and they can't get in, so I'll be right back.
Okay, yay. Yay. Oh, boy, yeah.
Doesn't she have some packages coming from Amazon or something?
Yep. Yes, she was talking about that before we went
The other day,
live. Yeah. And hopefully they're good things and yummy things and tasty things. And I don't know. I'm not in the box, darn it.
Oh, so is it actually playing? Yeah.
Beach. I remember reel to reel. I had a 10.5-inch Pioneer tape deck years ago.
Right, got me another package over here.
Yay!
So,
I
yay.
get it, Talon. Fine.
And that was another. Oh, weird. Cancel.
Incoming transmission!
What the hell? Okay, whatever.
Moo.
I forget if I mentioned this or not, and I think it would have been before the show if I hadn't. Yes, I did. Never mind. I won't talk about the weird foreclosure notice on the gate then.
Okay then.
You were there for that, of course.
Yes,
you were.
I was.
But for those who don't know, I found there's a note on the front gate. It says that someone is in foreclosure, but it didn't mention which apartment number, and I don't think it's the whole building, but whatever.
I don't know how those things work. I really don't.
Well, neither do I. That's the problem with legalese, is it seems specifically designed to be incomprehensible. Like you'd think it would be there, like designed the way it's designed, so that like it's as specific as possible, so it can't be misconstrued. But no, I think it's there just to confuse the proles.
Well, a lawyer did once tell me that the law was written for lawyers. And by that he meant that, written in a way that your average, as you say, your average prole couldn't make head or tail out of it. It was just what.
Well, you heard about that stimulus package they want to do, where like they give us a UBI, they give us a one-time check, and all of that stuff. Apparently, it's 1,100 pages long.
Yeah, and that's just the introduction.
Right. But I mean, it's like, so a lot of people have slipped various provisions into it that probably have nothing to do with the frickin' plague and all of that. But because it's 1,000+ pages long, nobody frickin' knows what it all is, because no one's going to bother to read all of that before they sign it, before they vote on it. Of course they're not.
Yeah,
right. Isn't that the one where you have to file taxes in order to get it?
the one I read about, no.
There's well, the problem is that I heard about that one, but I also don't know like if it's the same one or if it's been revised, because I know that the whole thing has been revised multiple times.
Yes, I believe that there are at least 3 proposals out there.
Yeah,
something like that.
More than that, I've read.
Well, that's what I said. At least
5. I know there's one that's $1,200 twice, and that's it. There's one where it's $1,000 a month for every adult and like $500 for every child. There's one that's $2,000 for every adult once. There's one that's $2,000 a month for 6 months. There's one that's for adults and $1,000 for every child. There's one that's $1,000 a month for 6 months. So I mean, God knows. I just wish they'd decide and do it because I can use that $1,000 to pay my taxes for the next 2 years for my house.
Well, they might decide not to do it at all, though, is the problem. Because
Yeah,
there's
I
a lot
know.
of Republicans right now who are having tantrums because they're like, well, the Democrats put something in there for this, that, or the other thing. And
Yeah.
oddly enough, it's actually something that would have helped people, but the corporations
Yeah.
tantrum. Meanwhile, the Democrats are like, well, but you just gave this like massive, massive giveaway to corporations, and you know the CEOs are just going to put that in their pocket instead of using it to help their workers and all this.
Yeah.
And then of course the Republicans are like, well, now the Democrats are playing obstructionist because they're blocking the bill. And it's
Oh,
like,
I
yeah, they're
know.
blocking the bill because you guys are being greedy fuckers. If you take the greedy parts out, the bill would be passed already.
Yep.
Yeah, well, this
I
is
know.
this is all the politicians do anymore. Is they just throw just throw shit at each other. You did this. You did this.
Yeah.
Because there was the headline I read a couple of days ago that some Democrat people who were reading one of the provisions found some things in there about restricting money to small
rich.
businesses or something that
Yeah.
that receive Medicare, and they're restricting money that they would receive that would benefit the lower 90%. Yeah, all that bullshit. I can't say what I'm thinking right now because I really don't want the stream shut off again.
Yeah. I have behaved myself. I did really
I'm not
good.
saying that you're a bad girl. No, I'm saying that I have to remember to not be a bad
I
girl.
know, but I
Oy
like
vey.
being a bad girl. Being a bad girl's fun. You didn't just hear that, did you?
What do we have here from Sue? She says, in Australia, disability pensioners and age pensioners are getting two payments of $750. The first one we get at the end of March, the second in June. Okay.
Oh, must be nice.
What really worries me, and it does worry me to some extent, okay, they pass a stimulus something or other, and everybody's going to get checks and everything else. What provisions are there to make sure that that doesn't screw up everything else that everybody gets? For
They've
example,
already said that it would be without penalty, without losing your benefits.
I don't believe them.
I know, but it's supposed to be because people are not working because of the virus, and they don't feel that it's fair, or they don't. I guess people have argued it's not fair to penalize people who can't find work or who can't work. So everybody should get it.
Well, everyone should, but of course there's some weird restrictions.
I know.
Like some of the poorest people won't get a
Yes.
cent.
Mhm.
Unemployment is some people are getting double the unemployment for the next 4 months.
Oh,
because of
that's in Australia.
I know, but they're talking about here, most of the time you get like 75% of what you were earning on unemployment. They're talking about raising it to 100% of what you would have been earning if you were working on unemployment until the virus, for like several months.
Yeah, you were starting to say until the virus is gone. Well, that would mean that
Yeah,
they would
it could be
they
a
would be
while.
getting the payments until 2028.
Yeah.
Well, I could seriously handle getting $1,000 or $2,000 a month. I'd be okay with it. I live
Me
pretty
too.
well without it already. So, it would only be a benefit on my end financially. It would not be.
Right. Well,
I wouldn't even need to use most of it. It would be like a present in my particular case.
see, if I could get, if they did the $1,000 a month per adult in the house, that would be $2,000 a month for me and Tornado. That would pay all of I pay all my monthly bills on just under $800.
Wait a minute, only one of you's an adult.
No, he's an adult too. Thank you.
Maybe chronologically.
Yeah, technically
Yeah,
speaking.
Age-wise, yes, he's adult. Thinking brain power-wise, no, he's still a teenager.
Well, I don't know. This is what I always wonder about when somebody, says, okay, so you're an adult. Well, yeah, but what is a adult? Okay, if you're going to be adult, then I want to know what an adult is. No. Huh?
So here's the thing. We are actually in the middle of a pandemic.
Yay!
Oh, yay!
I
have both of those.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you bring it up with the whole being an adult thing, and I'm like, if someone had offered me a one-way ticket to Neverland, I'd have taken it.
Oh, me too.
Screw this whole growing up crap. The only objection I would have to Neverland, and maybe this wouldn't even be a problem, is that it's a little too old. There's like no modern shit. There's no like, hey, look at me, I'm a kid forever with a spaceship. That was the only thing that ever bothered me about Neverland, but I don't know. But I mean, maybe it's one of those places where your imagination shapes it.
Probably.
I never really get into that part about it, the actual lore of Neverland and how it works.
I'm trying to remember, to where does that date? When was that written?
It's like 1800s in it.
Yeah, I kind of figured somewhere in there. I just didn't know mid or late, that sort of thing. Because I'm trying to place the technology and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It seems to be 1902.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure though. Let me see here. Yeah. Well, let's see. Peter Pan first appeared as a character in Barrie's The Little White Bird, an adult novel. In chapters 13 to 18, entitled Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, Peter is a 7-day-old baby and is flown from his nursery to Kensington Gardens in London, where the fairies and birds taught him to fly. Okay. Let's see. He's described as a betwixt and between a boy and a bird. So, yeah, I guess, Let's see. So it says here, he returned to the character of Peter Pan as the center of his stage play entitled Peter Pan or The Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up, which premiered on the 27th of December, 1904 in London. He later adapted and expanded the play's storyline as a novel published in 1911 as Peter and Wendy. So, yeah, okay, I guess it was early 1900s.
Okay, so that really has its own implications there. If it starts out as an adult novel and it becomes Peter and Wendy, that whole thing.
Well, no, I mean, there was more to it. There was more to it that I didn't read is the thing. Is like his publisher thought that the character was pretty neat and asked him to expand upon the character. Basically.
Yeah, I was thinking that there was going to be some expanding of other things going on there in an adult novel, but what the hell. Well, I'll shut up now.
Well, but I mean, in the adult novel, he was still a baby.
That's sick, man.
See, you're trying too hard.
Yeah,
now.
I am.
But yeah, I don't know. I always liked. I mean, because I wish I could fly under my own power like Peter Pan could. How awesome would that be?
That would be kind of fun, really. I never got the hang of it. Okay, explaining myself here. Many of my dreams I try to fly, but I don't get too much altitude going because my acrophobia kicks in.
Well, I mean, one thing I've often wondered about, like if you're flying under your own power, I mean, number one, what exactly generates the thrust? Obviously, in Peter Pan's case, it's got to be magic. But, I mean, are you ever in danger of stalling out? Can your power run out and, you end up succumbing to gravity because you don't have enough lift? And like, how easy is it to make yourself air sick when it's your own body that's doing the flying and not you trapped in a plane? I mean, there's a lot of factors involved in self-propelled flight.
Yeah.
And I often wonder about some of those factors. Like when Superman is flying, what must that be like? Does he have to exert effort to do it, or is it just a matter of thought? I don't know.
And they never do tell you, do they?
Not really, no. There was another question about Superman I had. Is like, how he can do the laser vision, the heat vision, right?
Yes.
Well, what happens if he winks and then does it? Does it not and here's another question. Even if both eyes are open, can he do it out of just one at once? Could he go kapow, 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 kapow like that, alternating each eye? Or does it have to come out of both at once?
There you are. Or related to your earlier thing, what if he tried to do it and forgot that he had his eyes closed? Could you just see him burning a hole through his eyelids?
Yeah, these are all questions I have, and they'll never be answered.
Okay,
I'm sure.
Greg, I'm guessing here, but
Oh no, I got that question. For you. Traditionally, Peter Pan is played by a woman. That's just like one of those theater things. Like I don't know if there's a reason for it. Probably because they can't trust a young boy to play the part well, and so they chose a woman because voice will be higher. She'll probably be shorter. All of that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as far as the
will-
voice went.
People will be willing to accept her as a boy. So that's probably why they do it, but it's very much a theater thing. And that's one of the things I like about this version of Peter Pan. They didn't do it. They actually cast a boy in the part of Peter. Another reason I like it is because it's not a fucking musical, but that's another issue entirely. One of these days, someone needs to make a musical for me, like as in for my tastes. The songs are not your typical stage songs. They're more like, say, rock or punk or something. And as I've often said, the songs tell the story rather than just sort of an interlude while you wait for them to get on with it and then continue the goddamn plot.
Okay, then, yeah.
That would be a good musical for me. But the more traditional, like, this is what we would do on Broadway, not so much.
Yeah, that's a commercial that comes into my mind from many, many moons ago. If anybody around here remembers Radio Free Europe,
I know the name.
then you would have somebody in a studio on Broadway, and then you start
It is kind of funny to hear someone talking in a foreign language, and then all of a sudden they say something in in heavily accented English, and it's like, wait a minute.
Yep, Carlin did pretty much an entire skit about that, about the Spanish baseball announcers, and then there was something they'd have to say in English, Oh my! Wait a minute, what you got on that thing for 2 and 2? Oh, you are talking on something else's to talking. Okay.
Right. So like Vindigergen, Schlagenfergen, Donald Trump, Dummkoffer, that kind of thing. It's funny, whenever I make like a fakey German voice, people always think it's the Swedish chef. And I'm like, no, that was supposed to be German. What's wrong with you?
Oh, let me think here. Yeah, you will, whatever it is, and you will like it. Yes. You Americans are so nefarious.
With her silly knees bent, running around. That's the French taunter from Holy Grail, not German. I don't know why I thought. Oh well. Yes. And it's like, oh, you Americans with your amusing jokes about the breaking of the wind.
Oh, Lord.
and and your jokes about the toilet. For us, it is a functional item. For you, the basis of an entire culture. Uh, did we just run out of shit to talk about?
Oh, my word. That would be horrible, wouldn't it?
It would. Although I have to admit, there's a certain lethargy on my end. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's getting easier and easier to do. Because even I feel it a little bit with, well, part of it with me anyway is the last couple of times I went shopping, I went right when the doors opened. So this means, waking from a sound sleep at 6 a.m. so I can get to the Squall Mart before everything is picked over. I wanted to get a couple of things today, just a couple small things. I went at noon because it had warmed up outside a little bit, and it was easier going in that temperature than it was like 34 degrees. Um, they had opened at 0700. Yeah, by noon they were picked over. Yeah, and I mean they had more this time than they had last week. They've really restricted their hours at the Squall Mart to open at 0700, close at 2030. So they're open like 13 and a half hours instead of more than half the day. I think they used to open at 6 a.m. and close at midnight or something like that. And yeah, doing what they're doing may be contributing to actually having things on the shelves to find. I mean, shit, I found Life cereal. That was.
What maybe the government should start doing is just like saying, okay, the stores are closed. We're giving you food, like we're delivering food now. So you can maybe like just for a little while to give the stores enough time to restock.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeus, what the hell, dude? All right, hold on.
Moo. Oh no, Beach. Really? No toilet paper or paper towels at Costco. Damn.
So, this whole, I'm trying to go solar, right?
Yeah.
This process is turning into such a pain in the ass. I mean, like, you know how it's like we need permission from 11 different agencies before we can install this thing, and every last one of them's dragging their goddamn heels.
Oh, bullshit. And then I can imagine that there's all sorts of bullshit with the pandemic situation going on as well.
That has not come up.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing. Yeah, what was really fun was when I got my backpack together and I went out to the Squall Mart to get the little groceries I wanted. There were signs on the two exterior doors on the building. Due to the coronavirus, none of our people will be in the office at all, but your rent is due on the 1st. Don't be late, So yeah, this is what I really like about that. They get to take the whole thing off and everything else. They don't have to do any maintenance or anything. They can just sit at home and the money rolls in. Meanwhile, the people here in this building, or in both buildings really, most of them are working for next to nothing. And with the stuff that's going on now, many of them are not working at all. And where are they going to get the rent money?
One of the things I was going to mention just a few bits ago, but got a little distracted, was about sleep, because I have not been sleeping very well for quite some time, actually. And a friend of mine thinks it might be sleep apnea, because I was mentioning, like, when I wake up, I'm usually kind of stuffy, and I don't feel rested at all. And I was like, so if I end up getting the coronavirus, I won't know it until at least noon.
Okay, then. Great.
But if it is, I mean, I should look up sleep apnea. I always thought it was like having a hard time breathing, but if it actually is like a thing where you are congested.
I think
I don't know.
it's got something to do with the constriction of the airways or something. I'm not exactly sure how that works. That there was a
Well,
time.
Symptoms. Loud snoring, that's a no. Episodes in which you stop breathing during sleep, how would I know? Gasping for air during sleep, how would I know? Awakening with a dry mouth, not really. Morning headache, not so much. Difficulty staying asleep, no, but difficulty getting asleep sometimes. Excessive daytime sleepiness, not so much. Difficulty paying attention while awake, no. Irritability, well, yeah, but that's different. I don't know. I don't think it's sleep apnea. And they certainly don't mention waking up all snotty. Well, okay, here we go. Nasal congestion. No,
Hey,
that doesn't
Mikey!
mention,
Hi!
that doesn't mention it either. I guess no. It's something else. It's not sleep apnea, but
Okay,
regardless, like I say, I'm waking up feeling iffy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm. This feels like every other morning, even before the pandemic.
Okay, then.
No, I'm not talking about insomnia. It's not insomnia. There are times I have trouble falling asleep, but whether I do or not, I still wake up feeling not rested. Like, there are times I go to bed immediately crashing, and that's it, just out like a light, still wake up feeling like crap. So it's not insomnia. Besides, insomnia is nothing to lose sleep over.
Okay, then. Yes. There you
And
go.
I had to say
Of course you did.
that. So, I've been doing those unboxing videos.
Yay!
Well, I'm thinking I might want to, because I have a bunch of stuff here, and one of them I'm pretty sure is the thing from Purple. But I was thinking I might do unboxing as a live stream instead of making a video out of it, because honestly, making videos like that is, it's a lot of work actually, making the unboxing videos. So I might just do it as a live stream. And another live stream thing I've been thinking about doing, and I'd like to know if anyone's interested in taking part, is a Quiplash night.
Yay! 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 Yay!
I'm
yay,
thinking,
yay, yay.
Quiplash versus quarantine would
There
be.
you are. There you are.
So why not? Merciful fucking Zeus. Okay, I'm going to tell these people to contact me via email. Why is it that predictive text always thinks that you is toy? I am not typing toy.
Get this all figured out here. Oh, okay. Now I read it a second time, and I see what you wrote, Amiga. The first thing I wrote was "go better," but no, it's "get better." Okay, okay.
because Bea sounds sort of like Klingon.
Okay. She turned me into a newt! Anyway.
I got better. Actually, it's funny you mention that. I've got a silly picture I made about she turned me into a newt, and I gotta find the bleeping censored thing now. Where'd it go? Oh, they make this.
Incoming transmission!
Gah! Stop texting me, you bastards!
By stop I leak. Oh my. That commencing transmission sounds almost like something from one of the Douglas Adams Doctor Who's, but I'm guessing it isn't.
Well, it's actually incoming transmission, and it's from Invader Zim.
Ah.
So this is a cultural reference. For some reason, I suspect you might not grok, but I'm sure most people will get it, but I'm not sure if you've...
No, I think I'm missing it somehow.
Never seen the movie Aliens, have you?
Yeah, I actually have.
Okay, because the character there is named Newt, you see?
Oh, okay. Now it all slips into place. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I made that because I thought it would be funny, and I might be the only one, but still.
Boy, it's been a while since I've seen Aliens.
I adore that movie so much. Way better than the first one. I know a lot of people like to deride it as, oh, it's just an action movie. Really? The first time I saw it, I was terrified. Like, it scared the unholy fuck out of me, that movie did. So, I mean, and people are like, well, it's just all action. I'm like, it's terrifying. They're coming at you out of the walls. They're grabbing people when they don't expect it. They're killing folks in horrible, nasty ways. It's absolutely terrifying, that movie. And so what if there's lots of guns? Big deal. The first movie was boring. It was so slow. And the characters had to be idiots to get themselves killed off, too. I mean, that's one of the things that I think makes a great horror movie, is if everyone does everything exactly right and it still doesn't help. That's terrifying. You know, but you get those people where they're like, oh my gosh, the building's falling. I better run in exactly the right way. Or, you know,
Yep.
Like I have to outrun the impact rather than I'm going to move to the side and dodge it. You know, and then that's what the characters in Alien were like, where they did so many things wrong. Whereas in Aliens, you know, these people, most of them did everything they needed to do and did it properly. And it still didn't help them.
Yeah, they were
Mind
still...
you, there were some idiotic decisions made along the way, but still.
I'm trying to think now. Which was the one where it came out that the corporation had its hands in the whole alien thing? They were sort of raising the aliens as super weapons or something.
Oh, that would have been way after that. Must have been like 3 or 4. I mean, in number 2, they wanted to capture the aliens to use them that way. Of course, they also kind of wanted to do that in number 1 as well. But them actually engineering them didn't happen in 1 or 2.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while, and I'm just losing the memory of it.
Well, I mean, part of the things that they did in Alien was like they find out that the company has decided the crew is expendable, and that the first priority was to get the alien back to the corporation. Right?
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like they had a hand in actually engineering the creatures.
Okay.
The xenomorphs. That was not a thing in those movies. I'm not sure if I ever saw Alien Resurrection. No, yes, I did, because that's the one where Ripley was like cloned or some shit. I kind of stopped caring after number 3 being so bad, because number 3 was awful. I mean, like, it really, really, really was terrible. And, I mean, granted, it kind of soured me on it right away because they did, like, this off-screen killing of Hicks and Newt, and nobody wanted that. I mean, nobody wanted that. But they decided, oh, yeah, we'll take these 2 beloved characters and kill them off in the prologue. Who does that? But I suspect that if they had, like, gotten to a space station somewhere and then Hicks and Newt got off the ship and Ripley had to go somewhere else, that would have been a little... But, I mean, it soured me right away. I think it's kind of like how in The Phantom Menace, they introduced Jar Jar right the fuck away. And I think that his presence so early in the movie made it harder for people to accept some of the iffier bits that came later. But, like, I have to wonder, if Jar Jar had been a character you could take seriously, would people have been less pissed off by, say, for example, midichlorians? I think they would have. But I think that because right away they introduced an element that was so egregiously awful that it tainted the entire experience of watching the movie. You see what I'm saying? Because honestly, like if I close my eyes and plug my ears and go la 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 la, when Jar Jar first appears and then look at the rest of the movie, I mean, sure, Jake Lloyd's acting isn't anything to be proud of, but at the same time, it would have been easier to accept it had I not already been annoyed by Jar Jar.
Who's Jake Lloyd?
I'm just saying.
Well, who is Jake Lloyd?
Jake Lloyd played Anakin.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody's fucking doing.
Sorry, it's hot. I went for something easy, grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh, that's, standard. Absolutely. Nothing like it.
TC won't eat the tomato soup, so it's all mine.
What's the problem with tomato soup? For Christ's sake.
He doesn't
It's
like
made out of tomatoes. You might as well just have a bowl full of hot ketchup. Well, but one thing that they have that I think is really awesome is chicken soup noodles in a package all by themselves. So you can make your own chicken noodle soup however you like, and you've got the pasta to do it.
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
Really? Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I've made some pretty interesting noodle soups out of that and bouillon cubes.
Oh, well then.
I have bouillon. I have a stock base rather than bouillon.
So
Yeah, that stuff for the
It's got less sodium in it.
The jars of soup base are, they're great to have around. Really, they are. And they do work out, if I remember correctly, a good bit cheaper than buying the quarts of broth.
Right.
Well, the bouillon
only
cubes
takes
are basically just a small cube of ramen noodle flavoring is essentially what it is.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
It's got a lot of sodium in it. A lot of salt.
Sodium. I don't care.
I think salt is what holds the chicken fat or the beef fat together.
Right. Well, it takes a teaspoon and a half to make a gallon of soup, I think, with the soup base. Or a quart of soup. I don't know. I have to look at it.
Oh, my, Mikey, the miso. Okay, definite. Yes.
I haven't had miso in a very long time unless I was at a restaurant that was like serving it as an appetizer. My parents used to make it at home.
I've got to get to doing that. 'Cause I like that stuff, and it's just hard to find, especially with the range I have. You know, had I a vehicle that I could get around to some of the neighborhoods, I might be able to do a little better, but I'm on foot, and I'm in this... I love the apartment. I just hate the area. Because you can't get to anything from here.
Can you order anything online and have it delivered?
I was looking at that yesterday, and yeah, for $10 I can have it delivered.
Well, I know Walmart, after a certain amount, will deliver for free.
Oh, really? Because
After $50, I think it is.
Yeah, most places do that. If you order enough, they say, okay, we can soak the delivery fee.
Yeah.
Which makes you
Okay.
figure that the delivery fee is not actually
Minor.
going to offset any of their costs, even if you're paying it, that they're just
Yeah.
doing it because they wanna. Like, they're charging for the service, not for the expense.
Yeah.
yeah, because what I had found when I was looking was $30 minimum order and
Mm-hmm.
a $7 to $10 fee, depending on the time you scheduled. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see anything about the 50, so I'll have to look in, or the break point where it becomes free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because I'm a mile away. But I'll tell you what, it would be a lot easier for me
If they
were
would
it
deliver.
not, yeah, because
Yeah.
then I wouldn't have to make a trip every day or 2 trips a day, because right now I buy what I can carry and I carry it home, and sometimes I overdo it.
Have you
Not-
thought about getting a wagon?
What, like a little red flyer, one of those things?
Bigger.
I used
Like
to,
something you would use to carry kids.
yeah, I used to have one.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with that was finding a place to keep it.
Mm.
Well, they make ones that fold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because I
I
liked.
mean, it's not actually a wagon. It's more like one of the the mesh things that go like that. You know what I'm talking
Oh, I
about?
would call those babka carts. My babka
Yeah.
always had one of those. Yes, I've had those. Yeah.
And I think there's bigger ones, but I don't know.
I know there are ones that you can use like attached to a bike.
Yes. I was going to buy
are easy.
one, and then I
Mhm.
ended up here, where I really can't use the bike all that well. Yeah, Beach. We were talking about the folding granny carts. Yeah, I actually had a couple of them, because I wore a couple of them out. It was really, really nice. That's a darn thing. I mean, as I say, I love this. Well, not love this apartment, but I like it. The kitchen's really great. It's the best kitchen I've had in
Years.
yeah, at least 15 years. And it's a nice little place, but the only way in, the only way out is US 30, 40, 45 miles an hour. So you don't bike that. I tried it once, and the drivers tried to kill me, literally. What do we have here? A bicycle, a bike, a tricycle. Yeah, there you go. I like that.
And also, a motorcycle is a mic.
Okay then. Okay then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I figured you're talking about bicycles. It was relevant.
I am indeed. But I was going to buy one of those bicycle trailers when I was living in Homewood. But ended up I had to move here. So yes, absolutely. Yeah, the S hooks are for hanging those little thingy-doos.
So I'm up to number 30 on those comics. I need to keep making more, and then I'll be ready to publish finally.
So what are you gonna do? Just publish an anthology right away?
No. I'm building up a buffer so that I can say, okay, have these released one a day or every other day or something, and then I'll be able to have some lead time in case I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I'm delinquent in making one for a day, and so then I have that buffer zone of people not noticing that I took some time off, you know?
Yeah, but then you have to
Right.
make 2 a day for a while to catch up.
That's fine. These things are really easy. I can make 3 or 4 in a day before I get like grumpy with it. It's just a matter of right now I'm trying to think of other things that I find funny because they're not always coming to me. And some of them are things you've already heard me say before that I just never put in comic form. And then there's a few that just like occurred to me out of nowhere. For example, this one right here is number 30. And it's like when someone dies, they always say rest in peace. But why? If it turns out that there is an afterlife, and I don't think that there is, why would I rest? Lazing about for all of forever? Maybe your idea of paradise is sitting on your butt for all eternity. Me, I'd want adventure. I mean, seriously, think about it. It's kind of like the thing I said before about how, and not today, about how when people believe in reincarnation, they always assume they'll be reincarnated on Earth, and usually as a human.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many planets out there that could potentially support life, tons. And who says that even if you end up on Earth, that you won't end up a sloth or a kangaroo or something?
Or a mosquito.
Sure, why not? But
Or the
That's for
coronavirus.
really, yeah, a mosquito with malaria. That's for really bad people.
you know, so I mean, it's just these are things that I think about, and I figure I can make comics about them.
Nice
my.
hot cup of soup.
Oh man, I was doing that for a while. I really didn't feel like making anything significant, or so you just have a cup of broth. Like a coffee mug full of chicken
Yeah,
bouillon.
I usually put my soup in a cup because who wants if it's tomato soup? Who wants to spoon tomato soup? You can sip that shit.
Moo.
At that point, you might as well just buy V8 and stick it in the microwave.
Oh, disgusting! V8 tastes nothing like tomato soup.
Tastes
Yuck.
just like it to me, but okay.
Not with all the flavors they've got at V8 lately.
Hey, Omega Nuts has a great idea, Kate.
Atheist Chick tracks. I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose I could. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, that's one thing that I've been thinking about with this comic is just how adult I want to go. I mean, the age of the main character here is not very apparent. I mean, she's obviously got a tiny bit of a chest, but at the same time, proportionally in terms of like head size to body size, she's clearly a child.
Well, shit.
I mean, that's well, I
head
mean,
size to
that's
body
part of-
size. She's an embryo. I mean, really.
Well, but still, I mean, this is part of the like I named the comic Head Meats specifically because part of it's what's in my head,
yes.
and in my head I'm still mostly a kid, really, and the main character is meant to reflect that. But also, like you notice in the one that I put up there that I shared, where she's on the bicycle and the tricycle and the unicycle, you notice how the outlines of those were dotted lines.
Yeah.
Like they don't really exist. And that's because this is what goes on in my head meets. Those bikes are imaginary.
Okay then.
So that's why they're depicted as outlines like that, because they're not really there. They're just part of her imagination. Mind you, I didn't do that with some of the other things, but it's still... so because in my head I think of a lot of adult subjects, you may have noticed. I'm not sure whether or not I want to put those into this comic, because also there is a certain amount of childlike innocence to it. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but if I started doing like Atheist Chick tracts with this character, it might kind of go against the philosophy of the comic, the premise of it. I would have to create entirely new characters from scratch to do an Atheist Chick tract, I think.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm just saying.
know. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. A character with some degree of innocence might work if you used that character correctly. Now, whether this character would work or not, it's another one for you. But
one problem I have run into with the whole like body size to head size ratio thing, her hands don't go much further up than this because of how short her arms are.
Okay.
Like if her arms were at full extension, her fingers would get about here. And that has gotten in the way once or twice.
Oops.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do? Like, okay, for example, I think I showed you this one before. It was the one about the vegans and you know, the star Vega and all of that. You see where she's trying to do like little alien antennas in the second panel there. That's as far up as her hands will go.
Yeah, because the head is so freaking big. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I say, that's gotten in the way once or twice.
The arms fit the torso, but the head's
Mhm.
really out of scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be a cartoon character. What you gonna do? A lot of them have gigantic noggins.
But this
But
is interesting. I hadn't noticed it before, but Beach 8, you had said something. You had said to Bionic Dance, you should make homemade ramen, even make the marinated soft boiled eggs. Now, when I was at the Squall Mart and I got a dozen eggs because they had a dozen eggs and I want to do something with some eggs, they had packages of pre-boiled eggs. Why?
how odd.
I don't know.
Well, and I have to say, when a yolk has been cooked to the point where it's no longer runny, it's disgusting. It gets acrid. And so, what if they didn't boil it the way I want it?
Yeah, and I couldn't make it out. I couldn't tell whether they were peeled or not. I believe by what I can remember of seeing in the packages, they looked like they were pre-peeled.
Don't they usually pickle those though when they're pre-peeled?
I know that there are a bunch of the pre pickled stuff out there, but these were definitely not pickled.
Well, I mean, to what Beach 8 said. Now, when you say homemade ramen, do you mean like taking the prepackaged stuff out and then seasoning it like without using the flavor packet or what? Because I mean, I wouldn't know how to get ramen that isn't basically like Top Ramen or Maruchan or whatever fucking brand is out there. You know, like to actually get the noodles themselves. You know, without buying a styrofoam brick, basically. I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if the local Squall Mart has the noodles by themselves.
I don't think so.
But I mean, like I've gone to ramen restaurants and they do the whole thing with the soft boiled egg and all that stuff, and it's actually pretty good. You know, like after years of eating the styrofoam brick in like college and young adulthood and all of that, getting actual restaurant ramen is a very different experience. It really is.
Yeah, something I wouldn't mind trying at some point, but I don't know if there's anywhere close enough for me to get to do something like that. Within my price range is another thing for you.
Well, San Diego is lousy with ramen joints. I mean, they're everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's this one place, they do this thing, I think it's just called black ramen, where it's this dark black broth. And it comes with like meat and the egg and stuff like that. And it's really tasty. It's like $13, but it's worth it.
Okay.
You can easily spend like 30-40 bucks at this restaurant if you get appetizers and dessert. Yeah, but as I say, it's worth it. And when my dad shows up, he loves to go to different restaurants with me. So we go all over the place, and he always pays. And you know, we might get $100
That's
meal.
convenient. Oh wow.
Between the two of us. And you know, I mean, it depends where you go, but man, some of that food is really, really good.
Now, I wouldn't mind learning how to work with udon. You know, not only make the noodles, but the various recipes that I guess one can do, the broths and all that shit. But yeah, I said broths, not broads, but wouldn't mind that either.
Actually, I heard broths, actually. Well, you know what's funny is like through my entire childhood, my dad was a vegetarian. And at one point, his doctors basically said, you need meat in your diet right now. Without it, it's probably going to kill you. And so my dad was like, oh, all right. Because his objection to eating meat was always moral, right? It was never like anything actually dietary. He just didn't want anything to die for his meal. But as a result, I ended up going to a lot of like natural food co-ops and shit with my parents through my childhood, and they would always buy the nastiest all natural ingredients for things. And you know, I was always like, I just want to get Burger King, damn it, you know, and all that. So I want normal cereal that's not whole wheat. You know, it does. I don't want to be eating an entire wicker swing set. You know, and after my dad started eating meat, like dietary choices with my parents grew, which was wonderful. But at my cousin's recent wedding, the whole family got together and decided to go out to a restaurant. But because one of my cousins is vegan, everyone's like, we're going to go to this vegan restaurant over here. And I was like, but that's not food. That's what food eats, is what they're serving you.
Okay, yeah.
It's just, I mean, ugh, I cannot stand. But I remember once a friend of mine said, hey, let's go get breakfast at this vegan restaurant. I was like, okay. And not thinking about it, I ordered the French toast. But of course, French toast needs eggs.
Yes.
What I realized was instead they used bananas.
Oh, Lord.
And it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever tasted. It was so gross. I mean, and like my dad still has a little bit of the whole like let's get something all natural kind of thing going on, even if he's allowed to eat meat. And my parents love to go to those restaurants where, you know, the menu is dishes that sound great right up until you get to about ingredient 5 or 6, where it's like, yes, we make the world's best marinara, and it's great on our spaghetti, and oh yeah, it has like mushrooms from 13 different countries, and half of them will kill you and taste like an old bicycle tire. And I'm like, why would I eat it? You know, they tend to go like, oh yeah, here's a great ham sandwich with some sort of Peruvian mayonnaise on it that was made from rendered duck fat or something. I'm like, why? You know, and so I actually convinced my dad after a really long time of looking for a decent restaurant. I said, you know what? It's breakfast, it's brunch. Let's just go to like Denny's or IHOP. My dad was like, I don't know. And he hadn't been to a Denny's or IHOP in a very long time.
Oh my God.
We get there and my dad looks at the menu and goes, oh my gosh, there's stuff on here I'll actually eat. This sounds really good. And I was like, duh. I'm like, this is why I want to go to a Denny's or a McDonald's or an IHOP or something, because I know what I'm getting and I know I'm going to like it. You know, no one's going to surprise me where it's like, oh yeah, we didn't put it on the menu, but our burger comes slathered in hummus. And I'm like, oh, you know, hummus. And so like, you know, I wanted to go to some, I hate to put it this way, but all-American restaurant where I would get something I know I want to eat. And it doesn't come with any surprises hidden in it that no one mentioned on the menu.
Now, from what Beach 8 said over here, I don't remember offhand if the places called Burgatory are to be found everywhere. Because Beach said, try the new Burger King Impossible Whopper. It's pretty good.
That's a vegetarian Whopper.
Yeah, when Cy came out,
Meatless Whopper. Yeah.
When Cy came out here to take me to the hospital for the test, when the test was over, he took me to a Burgatory, and we had an Impossible Burger. You know, each of us had one. And God, it was damn good. $13 for the fucking burger, but it was definitely $13 worth. I'll tell you. If you put the burger next to a singed animal flesh and tried one after that, you could tell the difference. But without the singed animal flesh on the same table, you had a hard time telling, okay, is this meat or is this fake stuff?
Veggie.
It was that good. And the other reason it was that good was probably the milkshakes that we had there. Alcoholic milkshakes.
How did you get hold of those?
They served them there. They were menu items.
I don't know this Burgatory
was
place.
where?
I've never heard of it before, but I would love to try to do a blind taste test with some of those like veggie burgers that they have now that are supposed to taste like the real thing. Because I found some and I bought some, and yeah, I thought it was okay and sort of tasted like a real burger, but I knew that it wasn't, and I wonder how much that tainted my being fooled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you exactly.
Like,
Yes.
do a blind taste test.
Oh my! It's I know one of these days. There's a Burger King right here. I may just try an Impossible Whopper. I mean, I would have to walk up to the drive-through, and get it that way. And as a matter of fact, what I would probably have to do is I would have to go twice. So you go up there and you have your order, and person hands you the bag and says, "Okay, $2.52," and then you come back around. And then go and place your exactly the same order. And then, you go to the pickup window and the person comes to the window and you hand them the bag and say, $2.52! Thank you, George Carlin. Going full non-kosher, I like it, yeah. Oh my, but yeah, that's really interesting though. When I'm looking at the fast food places, because there are 3 of them. There's a McCrap on 30.
You mean
There-
McDog food?
Yes, thank you. I like that. I'm gonna have to write that down. Thank you. And then there's a Wendy's. Let's see, what can we call that? I'm not sure.
Wimpy.
That's isn't there a place called Wimpy's? But
No, that was
Wendy's.
yeah, there's that. It's near the gym, and then there's the Burger King that's closer to the Squall Mart. So you can stand
which
at.
you call Burgatory.
No, the Burgatory is a really decent restaurant.
Okay. Well,
Have you
I
ever
am
gone
going
to Five Guys?
Yes. Oh my God, Five Guys is so good.
Dice Petrato con patata. Five
It's
of
a
them.
burger joint.
Five Guys. It's a burger joint. That's they make homemade French fries. Oh my God, they're French fries. They give you this huge order of fries, and then they put it in the bag, and then they scoop another scoop of French fries up and dump it in the bag.
That sounds a lot like a place I used to go to quite a bit when I was at uni the second time around, called the Original Hot Dog Shop.
They have amazing burgers, just absolutely amazing burgers.
Okay.
Big burgers too.
Well, this was
They
hot
are
dogs, but the French fries. You get a small order of French fries, and it can feed 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yes, they give you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to head off. I will see you
Toseta.
all later. I'm gonna go finish my soup, and then I'm gonna curl up in bed, in case my mom calls me in a depressed state later. Yeah,
moo.
and begs me to come over. Yeah, so this is gonna be a rough week for me. So
Well,
yeah.
we're with you in spirit, or something like that. I don't know. That sounded like a bunch of crap, didn't it?
That's okay. I understood the sentiment.
The
behind
sediment.
Yeah,
Yes.
the sediment behind it, the sentiment behind it. So I'll see you all later. You all
Have
have a good
fun.
night. Bye bye.
Take care,
Have
sweetie.
fun storming the castle.
Yeah. I'll wear my apocalypse cloak.
So, of these 6 different types of French fries.
All right.
Can you
let's-
guess which 3 I actually like?
All right, let's have a look here. Okay, would one of them be a shoestring?
Absolutely.
Okay. Steak fry?
Nope.
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 How about a crinkle?
Nope.
Nope. So
Nope.
the waffle?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then the curly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now,
because
what they have in common, the ones I like, is that it's more crispy outside and less mealy as hell innard bits. Like the
okay,
filler,
yeah,
too much, just like it's too much potato, not enough crisp. I like them crispy.
I got that impression after the two failures there. It was okay. She does not like the large cuts.
Because there's too
Because
much
there's too-
of
yeah,
the
there's-
soft potato in there. Yeah.
Mhm. Whereas on the on my thing, the large cuts are exactly what I like. I mean, I don't mind the crispy stuff either, occasionally,
Mm.
but I will make my own fried potato wedges from time to time, and yeah, definitely they have bulk.
I don't have the terminology to explain what it is that I don't like about there being too much loose potato inside. I'm not sure how to describe. It's stifling, I guess. It feels like there's just too much there. It's like it's overwhelming in the same way that like a blanket that's too fluffy is overwhelming, if that makes sense.
Okay, I think so it does, kind of.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't have the vocab for this. I don't know how to describe it properly.
I don't know, we have to invent a word, something like that. Oh, and there are, I can see 3 of those Five Guys places here in Pittsburgh, or greater Pittsburgh anyway. So
They're
maybe
really good.
one day I may have to try. There's one downtown.
Now I'm getting
Oh, there's
really
a
hungry.
shitload of them here now.
like I didn't really have much for lunch. It's about 6 in the PM, which means I should also be feeding the cats.
There.
I might have to go because I'm quite hungry and I do have some kitty feeding to do.
Oh, I don't know. That is that thing about kitties. They tend to eat.
I mean, they've actually been really good about not bitching. When it would hit 6 p.m. and maybe for an hour beforehand, Columbia would usually freak out. Like she'd, be meowing and pawing at me and going, come on, food now, food now, food now. But since Xander has arrived on the scene, she's been a lot quieter about it, which is good. But at the same time, I don't want my kitties to starve.
No, that would be good. No, if they
Not
starved
that they
it.
would. They have kibble out. So
Oh my, yeah, that's the other thing though, but thank you for reminding me. I am going to have to make the classic French fries. I mean, I have the mandolin.
classic.
Yeah, the square cross section.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
That look like square. They look like box beams.
Not helping.
The long square.
Okay, a lot of fries are square. You're gonna have to be a lot more specific.
Where is that list of? Where's that picture you had?
You mean this picture right here?
Yes. What I am speaking of is number 3.
Okay, so steak fries then.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll have to make some of those because I bought the deep fryer, when I was going to make the punchki, and well, I'll try making the punchki again someday. So I can just throw a basket of steak fries in there, and See if that's any better than doing it with the potato wedges.
See, now I want a goddamn burger, but I can't go out. Like, even if I left my place, which I can totally do, there won't be anywhere open.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is the interesting thing here. Is it that in your environs, everything is closed and locked up, basically?
Well, they're supposed to be. I mean, that's the thing is they issued a California order saying like only go to essential places, non-essential businesses should close. I mean, I don't know if they all did, but they're supposed to. So
Okay.
if I want a burger, I have to go to the supermarket and hope against hope that either all of the ground beef isn't gone or they have microwave burgers, which are nasty. So, mind you, one thing I've never done, I've never bought the frozen burger patties that they sell. Those might be good. I don't know.
Okay, this may or may not influence your decision here. I rather like them. So
Okay. So avoid them at all costs.
Yes,
Got
yes, you got it. They are convenient. They are. And yeah, especially throw one on the grill or some shit like that. You know, give them a little time to thaw and then throw it on there and it goes sizzle, 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 sizzle. And you put it on the bread and you go eat, 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 eat. And, geez, but hopefully I don't have to go shopping anymore before the end of the month. Hopefully I've got enough. Because I've spent, God, over $200 this month on food. And that's
Yeah, I've spent a lot more than I ought to. My last shopping trip last night was like $50. Mind you, I bought a lot of things that were mildly on the expensive side, but you know, I'm probably not going to leave the apartment for the next week.
Okay.
Unless I get absolutely stir crazy and feel the need to just go out and fucking walk.
You won't get arrested for that?
I don't think so. There's a lot of people out on the street right now.
This is interesting. Here in PA, Tom Wolf, the governor, issued an order where the non-essential things have to close and everything else. If you open, allegedly you risk losing licensure, fines. I don't know if there's jail time involved or not, but yeah, you risk quite a bit if you open the it's right up to the top of the thing there. There we go. If you open your penny arcade.
Well, what was funny was seeing the people in the supermarket with the various like improvised masks people are wearing. There was a lot of like dust masks for carpenters, those
Yes,
white paper ones.
yes.
And saw a couple of gas masks and
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. There was one dude, I thought this was hilarious. He had one of those things like I think you wear it when you're skiing or whatever, where it's this face mask that goes here, but the nostrils were open. And I was like, how is this doing you a scrap of good, dude?
Oh,
And I was,
man.
you know, I saw someone else, they had like a surgical mask on, but they also had their shirt up here.
Yeah,
You know?
I've seen a few of
Like- like-
those.
Yeah, it's pretty funny some of the lengths people are going to improvise masks that probably won't work.
Yeah, the Squall Mart, I saw quite a few people who were wearing masks that looked like they were made from someone's boxer shorts.
Right.
And
Well, you know, one thing I don't think will go very well is if I go into like a supermarket wearing one of these.
no,
don't
that
think
won't do too well. No.
Yeah, somehow I think people might object a little.
Oh my! The one thing I liked was one of the gens on Twitter. This one's a registered nurse, if I remember correctly. Told a story about somebody wondering about a mask or somebody wearing a mask or whatever it is, and either she or the person involved or whatever it was opened up a bottle of oil of peppermint and said, "Can you smell that?" And the person said, "Yeah." I said, "You can get infected." So it's amazing how little it takes to be at risk. Yeah, even when you think you're doing something, and then when you're taking that quinine derivative, and
What?
there was
Wait, rewind. Taking the what?
the quinine derivative.
The what?
Some people call it quinine.
That's what I've only ever heard it called until now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of like chlorine and bromine.
Well, I've never heard chlorine before.
I'm just being a piece of shit, but no, no, the quinine. That's the way I know it. But anyway, yeah, they took the husband and wife. I think, what is it? She died and he is in critical condition, or the other way around, because they took it on Trump's recommendation.
Oh.
And they ended up overdosing on it, you know.
That's the thing, is like it feels like if people listen to Trump, we are going to have to give out a very large number of Darwin Awards.
Yeah, and here's... Okay, well, I'll go ahead. I mean, a lot of people hate me anyway, so I might as well reinforce it. I'm thinking, when I look at some of these things, and okay, if you're going to follow his recommendations, or if you're going to follow the recommendation of Greg Locke, or whatever it is, you know, go to church and pack in there. If you die, so much the better.
Yeah,
You know, it kind of reduced the idiot count, you know.
It's, you know, I'd love to believe that'll work. I don't know, but whatevs. I like the idea of natural selection at work.
Oh, I don't know. It's yeah. Locke posted earlier today about that. I think it was the Tennessean or the Tennessee or whatever that paper is called. Yeah, and he said, you know, here's a fair article about my church and the parishioners, and I hadn't read it because I didn't have enough time, but I can halfway imagine what the hell it was. You know, I'm thinking the
Well,
other.
I know he's. I know he's holding services. I saw that posted on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's okay. Go ahead, and if you all die, I have no sympathy for you.
Well, there's some other like televangelist dude who I'd never heard of before, but I guess he's more famous than Greg Locke. Was basically like saying we're just going to pray this all away, that it can't touch us because of our faith and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, go for it, whatever, man. It's like if you want to. The only issue I have with them committing suicide by virus is that they might take kids with them.
Okay, I see your point. And then, well, there's the other point too, that somebody might try to save them. You know,
Well, what do you mean by that?
wasting medical personnel and stuff like that could be used to better effect. You know, yes, I sound horrible. I know I do. I'm thinking horrible things.
Well, you know, and it's funny because I keep hearing about people who've died from the coronavirus, and I'm trying to picture what that death looks like. I mean, did they just stop breathing or what? Because I hear about respirators a lot and ventilators, and I'm not sure which is which because apparently one of them is effective and the other isn't in this particular case. But what does it actually look like when someone dies from the coronavirus? What is actually doing the killing of them?
Well,
I mean, because I've had flu. I know what it's like to have the flu. And apparently coronavirus is like flu on steroids. But it's hard to picture flu killing me. But I do, like, every now and then I go looking up actors, and some of them have died, and I see, like, oh, this person died of flu and pneumonia. I'm like, okay. Because I'm so used to just being sick with the flu and then getting better after a week. You know? I can't picture what a death from corona looks like.
Well, let's have the look on this and to see. Okay, we have from Forbes, and of all damn places to find something like this, so I don't know how good it is. How does the COVID-19 coronavirus kill? What happens when you get infected? Okay, let's see if there's anything I can extract here that will sum things up. Is a respiratory virus. Of note, okay, 2 different types. Okay, gets into your respiratory tract when you breathe in respiratory droplets. Infection tends to begin inside your nose. Virus looks a little like either a morning star or a spiky message ball. I'm not finding much in this article, darn it. Okay, once inside your cells, what?
The problem with articles like these is they feel the need to have a shit ton of preamble. They never just get right to it.
Yeah, maybe I got something halfway down and probably not. Let's see, wait a minute. Once inside your cells, the politics don't end. The jerk virus hijack your cells' machinery. Well, I know that. That's how viri work. I want to know what it breaks because the viri break things when they are hijacking, and I'm not finding any of that. Okay, this is, yeah, it's crap. I should have known. I mean, it is Forbes after all, and not nature or science. You know.
I found an article that sounded promising until I noticed that it's on Bloomberg Business Week.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, the business magazines.
This sounds like a total lie right here. The new coronavirus causes little more than a cough if it stays in the nose and throat, which it does for the majority of people unlucky enough to be infected. Danger starts when it reaches the lungs. So 1 in 7 patients develops difficulty breathing and other severe complications, while 6% become critical. These patients typically suffer failure of the respiratory and other vital systems and sometimes develop septic shock, which, according to a report by last month's joint World Health Organization China mission, the progression from mild to moderate to severe can occur very, very quickly, blah, 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 blah. Okay. About 10 of it is critical, patient's highest risk. It doesn't really say how it kills you. Oh, wait, here we go. It keeps going. So apparently it causes a bunch of damage.
Yeah,
so it's
Amiga.
Not just everyone's sick and shit shuts down. Apparently it actually destroys bits of you.
Okay, yeah, Amiga says something about it weakens the lungs, which allows bacterial infection and pneumonia. I know that I saw something a couple days ago that if you are infected with the coronavirus, develop symptoms, and then recover, it's not over. Allegedly,
here we go. I got something here.
Okay.
It says that, where did it go? Yeah, here we go. The lungs are vulnerable to an invasive secondary bacterial infection. Potential culprits include germs, blah, blah, blah. Where did it go? This is not the part I was looking at. Damn it.
Yeah, because that sounds like what Amiga had just said. Yeah.
It basically says that you can't repair your organs anymore after they've been damaged too much by the coronavirus. Yeah, here we go. Secondary bacterial infections represent an especially pernicious threat because they can kill critical respiratory tract stem cells that enable tissue to rejuvenate. Without them, you just can't physically repair your lungs. Damaged lungs can starve vital organs of oxygen, impairing the kidneys, liver, brain, and heart. So if it destroys your lungs enough, it makes it so that the rest of you doesn't get oxygen. Okay.
Yeah, now this is the interesting thing. I hadn't realized that we kidney patients were at risk. Allegedly, if you have kidney disease, that you're at a special sort of risk. and I don't know how that works. But it would be interesting for me to look into and just get all the bits and pieces and nuts and bolts on how it goes.
There's a lot of I'm looking at the World Health Organization site,
Okay, fine.
and it describes a lot of the things that people apparently believe that are full of crap.
Okay,
Like,
I bet that's
like
full.
you'll hear Trump say things like, "Oh, warmer weather kills flu, so it'll kill COVID-19." But no, it can be transmitted in hot and humid climates.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, cold weather and snow won't kill it. So there's that. Taking a hot bath does not prevent coronavirus. Let's see, it
Jeez.
cannot be transmitted through mosquito bites.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's got to
hand dryers-
be respiratory then.
looks that way, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Hand dryers will not kill coronavirus. Of course they won't. Ultraviolet should not be used to sterilize hands or other areas of skin, as UV radiation can cause skin irritation.
Yeah, of
So I
course.
guess don't try that. Thermal scanners, can they be used to detect people infected? It says, yes, it says here, it cannot detect people who are infected but not yet sick with fever. So no, that won't help. Can spraying alcohol or chlorine all over your body kill the new coronavirus? Nope. So that won't help. Let's see. Do vaccines against pneumonia protect you against the new coronavirus? Nope.
Nope.
Can regularly rinsing your nose with saline help prevent infection with the new coronavirus? Nope.
No. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised that it would potentiate infection.
Oh, here's one that's unfortunately, well, I mean, it's fine, but it's unfortunate. Can eating garlic help prevent infection with the new coronavirus? Garlic is a healthy food that may have some antimicrobial properties. However, there's no evidence from the current outbreak that eating garlic has protected people from the new coronavirus. So that's an I don't know yet. But given how much I love garlic, I will experiment. Let's see. Does coronavirus affect older people, or are younger people also susceptible? People of all ages can be infected by the new coronavirus. Older people and people with pre-existing medical conditions appear to be more vulnerable to becoming severely ill with the virus. And it lists a few things like asthma, diabetes, and heart disease. So it says people of all ages should take steps to protect themselves. That was actually something I was posting about on Facebook earlier today. If any of you are my Facebook friends, you might have seen this entry where I said that there were a couple of...
I haven't looked at Facebook in ages.
There was a couple of questions I had. Well, one very specific question I had that I wanted to ask, but because it's the internet, I knew that people would be going down 4011 rabbit holes and would be posting answers that have nothing to do with the question I asked, just to show off how much they know and all of this shit. And I would never get the answer that I wanted because nobody would actually be answering the question, and instead they'd be bloviating as much as they possibly could. And that question was basically like, if there are two perfectly healthy people, but maybe their immune systems are a little different due to one quirk or another of genetics, would these two people be just as likely to survive corona if all else were equal? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it's like like one person who seemed to be completely healthy and another person who seemed to be completely healthy, they have no known pre-existing conditions. Would they both have as severe reactions to it as each other or not? You know, and I just know that no one's going to give me a straight answer on that one. You know?
Well, I don't know that you or I would want anything straight, but that's beside the point.
But no, seriously though, it's like, because I was thinking, what if I have what feels like a slightly nastier cold and I get over it, and it turns out that it was the coronavirus, and my immune system just stepped the hell up and said none of that shit. Whereas someone who appears as healthy as I am, whose immune system is proven to be rather effective, that person ends up getting sick and nearly dying. Is that possible? Or will everybody who is infected react the same way? And it's just some people are having worse reactions because their immune system is compromised.
Mm-hmm. There is
But
something.
I just know that if I ask that, I won't get a good answer.
It's interesting. There is something I found. I think it was yesterday. I just stumbled across this thing. I was walking across Google and tripped on it. Somebody found a possible correlation between blood type and susceptibility to COVID-19. The suggestion is that type A folks might be more susceptible by some percentage value than, say, type O folks.
Well, as how do I put this? That's good news for me because I do not have type A blood, but at the same time, my blood type is still quite depressing because it's B negative.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you are. Okay. Now yeah, mine is the most, I think it's the most common. If it's not the most common, it's the second most common blood type. I'm A positive.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was very curious what my blood type was once, and I had to ask my doctor. Like, they're going, "We're gonna test your blood for this, that, and the other thing." I'm like, "Could you also tell me my blood type? I've never known."
Okay.
And they did, and yeah, B negative. So here's another one. Are antibiotics effective in preventing and treating the new coronavirus?
No!
Because antibiotics do not work on viruses, just bacteria. You'd think that would be obvious, but oh well. Yeah. And the last one, are there any specific medicines to prevent or treat the new coronavirus? No, not yet. So basically now a lot of my questions have been answered, although the one about, two people who are perfectly healthy but who are slightly different genetically, like some people have allergies and other people don't.
Yeah.
Like this person their immune system will keep them safe from flu and colds and this, that, and the other thing, but coronavirus, just they happen to have a weakness to this specific, yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I wonder if there's anyone out there who didn't realize they had it, but their immune system just said, "Yeah, we're shutting that shit down right away."
There has to be. There have to be some.
Like I wake up with a cold. I go, "Oh, this sucks," and then like the next day I'm fine. Oh yeah, that turned out to be the coronavirus. You just didn't realize it because you're that badass when it comes to immune system. For all I know.
So then. Sort of in the model of the one Star Trek episode, your blood is now used to make a vaccine against the coronavirus, right? Yeah, there you are.
I don't remember that episode, but yeah.
Oh, that's where Kirk finds himself on an empty.
Well, that would be why.
Yeah, on an empty Enterprise with a pretty girl, of course. Yeah, what can I tell you?
Anyway, I really should feed the cats. I'm about a half-hour delinquent now.
Oh, no! They're going to claw you to death, you know that.
I know, right? So I will catch you later. Have fun. And I will, the thread that's going on Twitter that has been used for multiple purposes now that Purple is where he is supposed to be? The moving relay chat thread.
When you said thread, I was thinking of the main thing.
No.
But no, that one I know, yeah.
If I decide to do the Quiplash night, and it probably won't be tonight, maybe tomorrow, I will let people know there if you want to join in.
Oh, yay.
All right. So I'll catch you later. Have fun.
Take care, hon. Glad having you.
Have fun storming the castle and watch The Princess Bride. If you haven't watched The Princess Bride by the next time I see you, you're in trouble, and not the fun kind.
Oh, darn it. I'm going to have to find it.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Later.
Take care, honey. Oh, yay. And all you honey people out there. Oh, my. It's great. I love doing this shit for you guys. I love when you guys come by, really. How do you want to put this? The faithful. Yes, you will be here come rain, come snow, come coronavirus. Yeah, you know how it goes. Let me switch over to camera 2 and see if we're any better at this. You know, I have to see if things are working all right or not. Let's see what we've got here. I'm just curious how this is working. Okay, that's default. And oh, are you kidding me, Beach? I love having you guys here. Really. I don't think I would be doing this were it not for you folks. Really. It's weird. I think I've said it a couple of times, the way things worked out. When I started, and gosh, it's a couple of years already, because I started I think I started in earnest in early 2018. I think I made my first videos in late 2017, but I wasn't really serious about it. But when I started doing stuff in 18, I figured I would make an occasional video, put it out there, and if anybody saw it, they'd say, oh, this sucks, and that would be it. And little did I know that it was going to develop into this stuff here, and it's beautiful. It really, really is. It's a great uplifting thing. I look forward to coming. Let's put it this way. I look forward to coming to work. Which just as it should be, I suppose. Now, I'm thinking here, and I may end up trying to step things up a little bit, especially now during the coronavirus time. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Because to step things up, I'd actually have to do some work. And you know how that goes, right? But that's wonderful. It really, really is. So I'm going to say, I want to thank everyone who's here. I want to thank everyone who's not here. And I know that there are a couple of people who do the rewatching thing. They're not necessarily here for the live show, but there is, say the day, the next day or whatever it is, and I appreciate you guys too. And life is like a box of chocolates. Oh yeah, you open it up and it's all melted on the bottom. I like it. I like it, Robert. Yeah. My. Yeah, God. Wouldn't it be great if God was a fan of Lavender Lady? Oh, shit. I may have to do a show on that one of these days. God and the Lavender Lady or some shit. Oh my, and yes, I definitely want to extend a special thanks. I don't do it as much as I should, but make a special effort to thank all of my wonderful patrons. You guys help out a little bit, and that's really wonderful. It is, because it helps pay the bills. Okay, now look, I'm going to say this, and I don't want anybody jumping on it to do anything about it. I'm still a little bit out of pocket, but it doesn't matter. I'm only a couple dollars out of pocket, really, and it's money well spent. It's a hobby, if you will. I never intended to make any money at this anyway. So, and I want to mention to anybody out there, if you have the idea of getting into the YouTube and making YouTube videos in order to have an income, go stick your head in a pig, because it doesn't work that way. Amiga, oh my word. What, are you looking forward to my streams or something? What the hell? There you go. My next scheduled stream is Sunday, but I may. Well, I can't do that yet, Beach. I don't qualify yet for super chats. I need 1,000 subs, some insane number of watch hours that I don't have, and I need to keep that up and keep it going. It's not one of those things you get it once and then you're done. It's, you get it once and you have to keep it up there because, they want to make their money off of you as well. But no, I'm about halfway to the number of subscriptions. What do I have? I think, well, I'm looking over here. 515 people are subscripticated. So I need another 485 before I can be eligible that way. And then the watch hours. And then from some of the stories I've heard from some of the people who have done it, you apply for it or you tell them, yeah, would you review me or whatever it is, and 6-8 months later they finally get back to you. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Oh my, well that might. This is really interesting. I found out a whole bunch of things that I never knew about YouTube. Helping some people with that. If you run person's videos in background, it doesn't count. It has to be foreground, taking up your screen so that so they know you're watching it and all that happy stuff. Yeah, if you're trying to do any work or anything, yeah, it's gonna go over the play and it won't count. So, what the heck. Those of you with 2 screens can very likely do it, or 2 computers, you could very likely do it. Yeah, you would think. You really would. I guess they want it to be worth their while somehow. They want to make their killing on it. And I mean, somebody like me is small potatoes, really. I'm small change to them. I'm certainly not a, what's that one channel? It's Ridiculous or something like that. The guys who take stuff up to the top of a tower and throw it off the tower and watch it break when it hits the ground. Oh, you horrible person. Okay, thank you, Amiga, you horrible person, you. I don't know. You had better have enough for breakfast. You better not be sending me your breakfast money. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Thank you, sweetness. What can I tell you? Yeah, I might actually break even this month. Oh no. It's really interesting though with the way I do it. I don't know if the IRS would let me go ahead with this or not. But I have the one internet connection, and I split it about 50-50. And this sort of stuff helps, take care of it a little bit like that, which isn't a bad thing. It's nice. I like it. You gave me a tip. That's what you did. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, my. So, well, I'm going to have to start working on my thank you screens for April because it's already 24 March. My word, the time flies, even when you're in quarantine. And my next scheduled stream is Sunday at noon. Very likely I'll have something going between now and then. I just don't know when. Because I'd like to do a little bit more, especially when everybody is at home and can't go anywhere and there's nothing to do and all that shit. And, come on, see me going. And if Kate does something with Quiplash, please, guys, pile on. Go see your stuff and join in and things like that. God, I love that woman. Anyway. Oh, my, oh, my. Okay. So, one more time again. Thank you, everybody. Thank all of you, really. You guys are amazing. You're absolutely amazing. So, what I'll do then, until I come around the eastern limb, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.